Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast, The Manny and Sean Experience. My name is Manny.
And I'm Sean.
And I forgot how to start the podcast.
I was like, we do this after the intro, but cool.
On this week's podcast, we have a variation of topics from interesting commencement speeches to working out outside with a bulletproof vest to, turning off the lights on bridges. All this and more. Stick around.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode 77. Woohoo! Wow, 77.
77.
I didn't think we'd get this far.
How far did you think we would get?
I thought maybe like a good 30.
A good 30 episodes?
A good 30.
And then we called it quits.
And then we would have been like, fuck this shit. Let's move on with our lives. Who are we in our 40s doing a podcast?
I mean, truly, but there are lots of people in their 40s and 50s and 60s doing podcasts.
That is very true. Look at all the trash hanging here on all the jackets. But welcome in. We hope everybody out there is doing well, taking care of yourself, living this strange world we live in.
Oh, strange world.
Oh, I suddenly have my issue.
Great.
So yes, welcome back. Thank you to all of you that continue to press play, listen. Don't forget our YouTube, not our YouTube. I always want to say YouTube. Our visual podcast is exclusively streaming on Spotify. But you can get the audio on YouTube.
Or any other place that you stream podcasts.
Yeah, just Google us and we're on apps I don't even know. Anyways, how are you doing, sir?
I am doing well. It's Friday.
Friday. Gonna get down on Friday. Right? Is that how that song was?
Yeah, it goes just like that, and it was just as annoying. Next week is Memorial Day weekend, so excited about a 3-day weekend. Sure.
Enjoy your extended weekend.
Enjoy your extended weekend. I'm doing good. Had a therapy session this morning. Got a tune-up, as we say.
Yeah.
Excited for our weekend. If you guys don't know, and I don't know why you would, this is our anniversary weekend.
You mean you guys don't have the 19th of May circled on your calendar?
Yes. So Sunday will be our 20-year anniversary.
Dealing with each other
through ups and downs and thick and thins and
no violence.
People. How are you doing?
People. Wait, what's people?
We'll save that for another show.
Okay. And I will ask immediately after this podcast. I'm doing pretty good. I actually need to schedule a follow-up with my therapist. I haven't really done what he asked me to do.
Oh, you're not doing your homework.
I've done some of it. It's very reflective homework.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't been in a state of mind to reflect.
Got it.
I did reflect a little bit earlier today.
On
if
you can say.
One of the things he had mentioned that I should kind of reflect and journal. It was actually Childish Gambino's song.
Oh, boy.
His new album just came out. I enjoyed it. It was cute. Childish Gambino's kind of out there with his music and sounds that he uses. Some people don't really appeal to that, but I enjoyed it. But there's one song there that really got me in my feels and totally touched back to one of the things my therapist wanted me to journal about. So I immediately picked up my journal. This is why you were in therapy. And I started writing in my journal.
Oh,
So I have done some work.
that's good. I love that about music. Music can, listening to a song, and obviously this is one that you had never heard before.
No, this was first listen on the song.
Can touch you and make you feel things. This is why we love music.
I absolutely adore music. I actually don't know what my life would be without music.
Same.
Then again, I grew up in music. I was in band, I guess. Maybe that's the attachment. But the song is called The Violence. I know. Scary song.
The violence.
On Childish Gambino's new album entitled
Alta Vista?
Atavista.
That was my best stab at it.
He's got a really cute song with Ariana Grande on it.
I haven't listened to the album yet.
And Skylar Walker.
Okay.
Skylar Walker. Did I say that right? Summer Walker.
Summer Walker. I was like, I know that's not her name, but it also was escaping my mind at the same time.
I thought it was a great album. The song of violence is, I only listened to it once, but I feel like it's Childish Gambino singing to his son about life and the world and the violence around him.
Got it.
And trying to find things to love.
Okay.
So
it's kind of like when Kendrick was rapping to Adonis.
Who the hell is Adonis?
Drake's son.
Oh, yeah. I think this was a little more personal than maybe what Kendrick was trying to do. Anyways, we're going to jump into the mixtape. We got a whole sluggish board. Is that right?
I don't think that's right.
Sluggish board? Slog board?
Let's skip it.
Schlong.
No, that's definitely not the word. Smorgasbord? Is that what you're looking for?
Smorgasbord. Ding, 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 ding. You win the day. All right, let's go into the mixtape.
You're in the mix.
Hey everyone, welcome back. We are now in the mix. Today we're gonna talk about a few hot topics that happened this week. One of the biggest ones, is graduation season.
Congratulations to all graduates out there.
Yeah, congrats to the grads.
It's not an easy thing to do, so applaud yourself, whether it's a certificate, an associate's, whatever the hell you did. If it was a 2-class certificate of appreciation or completion, be proud of it because you got it done.
Yes. So there's been a lot of celebrity commencement speakers.
Because what else do you want at commencement?
Why do we do this?
I don't know. I want like I love the whole pageantry of commencement.
Yeah.
But seriously, I just want to cross the stage, get my picture, and get the fuck out so I can eat. I don't need 65,000 speeches. I don't need a celebrity to come talk to me.
I just find that weird. Why is this celebrity come to talk to me about the real world when you probably have the least to be in touch with the real world? No shade. Just saying.
I've never thought about it that way.
I saw that people walked out of Jerry Seinfeld's commencement speech, probably because it had something to do with Israel and Gaza, is what or they just didn't like
this commencement season has been a little spicy.
It has.
A lot of protests going on, which, I support, but also know that commencement is like a special time. And I don't know, I feel like maybe it ruined it for some people, but it's been a spicy season. And I agree with you. I never thought of it that way. Like, why are we bringing presidents, dignitaries, celebrities to come tell us about the real world when you've probably not been in touch with the real world for many years?
Right. Well, that didn't stop this Catholic school, the Benedictine College, from reaching out to kicker for the Kansas City Chief, Harrison Butker. I'm not quite sure if that's how you pronounce his last name, but that's what I'm going with. Mr. Butker had a lot to say. And the things that he said have caused some controversy. It has stirred up some social media posts. It has stirred up some news anchors even.
Yes, Huda was not happy, girl.
So
Huda even like had to get her cell phone because she's like, I need to find something that I want to share. Like, I was like, oh, y'all looking like our podcast over here.
All right.
Shit.
Let's run down the things that he talked about in his commencement speech, and then we'll break them down a little bit. Does that work?
Sure.
Okay. So he talked about abortion and President Biden, because who doesn't love some politics with their commencement speech?
That's why I wanted to go.
COVID restrictions, because who wants to wear a mask? Gender ideology, because...
I'm sorry,
what did I say? Gender ideology.
Gender ideology.
That's the word.
He does not have aligners.
You didn't know smorgasbord. Leave me alone.
And that's why we've been together for 20 years.
He has a problem with Catholics and pro-choice, which is ironic seeing that you're speaking at a Catholic school.
Why would that be ironic?
He has a problem with Catholics and pro-choice.
Well, I'll clarify that.
Okay, clarify.
He has a problem with members of the Catholic Church who are also pro-choice.
Okay.
He says those two should not go together.
Okay. That makes more sense. He went on a rant about the Catholic Church and its leadership, insulted the gay community, and insulted women and disparaged them. Now, that part is really the part I feel like
that's the part everybody's getting behind.
They got him a kick in the can.
Definitely. Like, that's where Huda was very upset. Huda from the Today Show.
Hoda.
Hoda?
Yeah.
Hoda?
Did you say Poda?
No.
I can't.
Hoda.
What is happening? Okay.
So before I let you jump in.
Yeah.
We were going to do video or audio clips, and it's just his speech was 20 minutes of rambling. So
Not 20 minutes of rambling.
I'm sure somebody appreciated the speech. I don't know. But we took excerpts. Not the right word.
Excerpts.
From the transcript.
Okay.
And we're going to discuss those here today.
All right. So I think the first two kind of go together. But I'm going to break them down separately, because the first one, he's talking to the men.
Yeah, he's separated because, he has a problem with, they, them, genders. He definitely wanted to make sure he spoke to the men and the women.
We're going to speak to the men first because
men are powerful.
We talk men.
Men are king.
Men are king.
That's what he said.
When you walk into a room, you put your head down. Yeah. And when a man is talking to you,
bow the fuck down, bitch.
He didn't say that.
Yeah.
All right. What he did say was, as men, we set the tone of the culture. And when that is absent, disorder, dysfunction, and chaos set in. This absence of men in the home is what plays a large role in the violence we see all around the nation. Disagree, but I will continue. Other countries do not have nearly the same absentee father rates as we find here in the U.S., and a correlation could be made in their drastically lower violence rates as well. I mean, you could. Never mind. Be unapologetic in your masculinity, fighting against the cultural emasculation of men.
Oh, man.
There was a lot of things said there.
And let me tell you, in his speech, he was very COVID. He was very coded. Coded? No. He didn't specifically say what. If Donald Trump did
he
his
didn't
speech,
say the quiet part out loud.
Donald Trump would have said the quiet part
out loud.
Right.
He used words to mask his message.
Right. Because in that opening phrase there is essentially insulting genders. So they, thems, trans people. I would say a dig at gay relationship. But in a man-to-man, there's two men in that. Oh. But anyways, maybe referring to lesbian households. So he hit a lot of different things in that phrase. And I think his observation of, first of all, let's say this. Sean and I have no qualms about him expressing his freedom of speech, which we all have here in the US.
No, you can say whatever you want to say.
So for those of you that may not agree with us, we're now exercising our freedom of speech to disagree with what he said.
Mm, and this is our podcast, so we can say whatever we want to anyway.
That too. Anyways, yeah, I don't have words.
I take pause with him saying that because of the rate of absentee fathers in this nation, that there is more violence. I don't think the correlation between not having a father in the home and violence go hand in hand. I think what does go hand in hand in this country is that we love our fucking guns, and gun violence is the number one killer of people in the United States. Now, I don't see how you draw the correlation because your daddy left at an early age or your daddy was never here, that drives you towards violence.
Right. I mean, there are some research studies that say having a father figure helps shape a man, but I 100% don't agree with that. Not only that, I feel like that's also another dig at women.
For sure.
There's plenty of women out there that are busting their asses and raising their kids to be strong young men, to believe in what they need to believe in.
Right.
And to say that a household cannot raise children without a man is really the stupidest thing I've heard in 2024.
Also, be unapologetic in your masculinity, fighting against cultural emasculation of men. Masculinity does not define. If anything, masculinity has proven to be more toxic in these days and times. I'm not saying, first of all, masculinity is, to me, another gender ideology. So when you're fighting against the rest of them, you should throw masculinity in there as well.
Yeah. No,
you don't make any sense to me.
And that's, I take that as a set dig at the gay community, the LGBTQ community as a whole, because, and we'll talk about this later on in the podcast, apparently don't be weak and gay. We're going to talk about her in a minute. But yeah, I that was just so insulting to women, LGBTQ plus community, women that are out there raising their kids on their own and really balling the hell out of it. Like, I don't think there needs to be a father figure in the house. It needs to be a welcoming, loving house that teaches acceptance and love.
Also, I feel like that is a dig at single parenthood in general, because there are men out here that are raising sons, raising daughters by themselves as well. And it's different circumstances for different families. Some people, the other parent may have passed away at earlier in the child's life. So now this person is raising the child by themselves. Absentee, there can be many reasons why another parent isn't there. So yeah. I just felt like that whole statement was bullshit and wasn't fair. But
well, he wasn't done. He said, "Now let me pay my attention to the women."
For the ladies.
Yes.
He didn't say it like that.
No, he didn't.
It would have been funny though.
Maybe in his college days at Georgia Tech.
For the ladies present today, congratulations on an amazing accomplishment. You should be proud of all that you have achieved to this point in your young lives. I want to speak to you directly. I want to speak directly to you briefly, because I think it is you, the women, who have had the most diabolical lies told to you. How many of you are sitting here now about to cross this stage and are thinking about all the promotions and titles you are going to get in your career? Some of you may go on to lead successful careers in the world, but I would venture to guess that the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into this world.
Okay. So he said, congratulations on your accomplishment, but you probably should have just dropped out or never came to college to begin with, because your first true nature of your life is to find a man, get married, get fucked, and have children. I mean, that's what I took from that.
I mean, that's what I took from it too.
Like, what year are we living in that is the tone that you can go into a commencement speech in 2024?
I don't understand.
Like,
did anybody look at his speech before he got on stage and was like, you know what? This might cause an issue.
I don't know. I mean, he said he's not a speaker, so I assume somebody wrote this. Diabolical lies told to you, which essentially I decipher from that is women should have a career. Women should focus on creating a career for them. Women should also be in the same spaces as men. He essentially sees a woman as, I never know what year to use, where women were just homemakers and did absolutely nothing besides cook dinner, clean the house. Lucy Ricardo time. Cook dinner, clean the house, cook dinner, take care of the kid.
Yeah.
While the man was out there making the money.
The next part is really what sealed the deal for him, and everybody being on his ass.
I saw a TikTok of this, and they were like, it was like the wife listening to the speech, and she's going, nodding, yes, absolutely. And then when he got to this part,
he said, I can tell you that my beautiful wife, Isabel, would be the first to say that her life truly started when she began living her vocation as a wife and as a mother. I'm on the stage today and able to be the man I am because I have a wife who leans into her vocation. Okay.
Cook, clean, and taking care of the kids. That's her vocation. And listen, there are families out there that they decide that works for them because childcare is not cheap.
Oh, it's not.
It's super expensive. So there are times where I know a family will say, hey, listen, I can make the dollars. Let's stay home, take care of the kids for the first couple of years, and we save that money. That's a partnership.
Right.
Telling me that your wife's life truly started when she became married to you, an NFL kicker, not even a quarterback,
that way.
an NFL kicker. I mean, I guess he's kind of good. But to tell me that my life truly started when I fucking met you, married you, and had a baby with you is fucking ridiculous to me. And, you may be out there and agree with them, and that's okay. But I think we are in 2024. We should allow women to live that life that they deserve, just as any other man.
Misogyny at its finest. I watched a TikTok during this speech too, and they were showing The Handmaid's Tale in the background while this was happening. And truly, I know that there are certain men out here that think that way, that women should, they're here to serve them. They are here to be homemakers. They're here to rear children and raise children and, be your arm candy when that is needed. And that is what they are good for.
Now, allegedly, there are some Georgia Tech rumors that during his college day, he enjoyed the company of the same sex. Now, I'm not here to confirm or deny those because I don't have any facts on that. But usually when somebody comes out so closeted and so homophobic and so against everything besides being a masculine man, 90% of the time, you're part of the community.
Yeah, it gives off you're trying too hard energy. I just think it was a slap in the face to all of those women in that audience.
He got a standing ovation.
Still a slap in the face to all those women in the audience that worked hard to get that degree to cross that stage. If they believe in what he said, cool. I'm not talking to you. But I know the one TikTok that I did see, the girl was like, I booed him and I wasn't standing. And she was like, there maybe have been 10 or 15 other people that also did not stand for him and booed him.
I saw people are all over it on TikTok now. It was a bunch of doctors, female doctors, kind of like throwing shit at him like, we just graduated with our doctorate and we're going to be doctors that truly help people.
And apparently his mother is a physicist. So it's like, if it was good enough for your mama, why can't the rest of these ladies do what they want?
Another part of the statement was where he referred to pride being a deadly sin that has an entire month dedicated to it. And he was referring to something else. He talked a lot about some special that covered Catholic Church and the cover-ups and being quiet in the Catholic Church. He was really advocating for the Catholic community to come out and stand against all the wrongs of the world, primarily LGBTQ people, gender ideologies, abortion, blah, 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 blah. So this is probably the second part that got the most heat out of it, where he said Benedictine wouldn't be met with anger, but instead met with excitement and pride. Not the deadly sin sort of pride that has an entire month dedicated to it, but the true God-centered pride that is cooperating with the Holy Ghost to glorify Him. And this is also another part where a lot of young people have issue with religion. Mm-hmm. Because you use religion as this beacon of, it's the only law of the land. It is the way to go. And listen, I truly believe that we should have a belief in something. Whether it's the air, energy, a God, I don't know. I'm sick and tired of people in religion throwing back that we need to live by this godliness straight line that, honestly, I don't know who the fuck wrote that book millions of years ago.
A man did.
A man did, of course, yes.
Many men did.
Many men did. So I'm so tired of those phrases that we need to live our life God-fearing, and that is the only way we're going to get to said call heaven. And listen, I strongly support anybody who has religion in their backbones. I applaud you for having that conviction in your religion, in your beliefs, in your faith. But some of us have questions. And may that lead me to hell? Then I guess it does. But I have questions about religion. And I'm tired of us trying to create our lives around this religion. If I don't believe, then I don't believe. Or if that person believes in something else, we should let them believe that's something else. If they're not doing anything wrong.
Listen, religion is fine. Religion has been the cause of many wars. Religion has been the cause of many deaths. You can believe in whatever you want to believe in as long as you're not hurting other people. The one issue that I have with religion is that people try to force it onto other people. If you want to believe in a flying cat that eats watermelons and poops out blessings, very well, you can believe that and worship it all you want to, as long as you are not out here going door to door and leaving watermelon droppings on people's doorsteps and forcing them to go to your church or saying they're going to hell. I want to be very clear that you can be Christian, you can be Muslim, you can be whatever it is that you want to be, as long as you are not forcing your beliefs on other people. And right now in this country, that is exactly what Christianity and Catholicism have become. It has become extremists forcing their ideas onto other people. And if you don't fall into the category where they feel like you should be, then you are damned, and we should take away all of your rights, and you will be condemned to go to hell. That is where we are with religion in this country, and it's annoying.
And in his poking at the leadership of the Catholic Church truly stems from the current Pope, who tends to be a little bit more, I don't know,
progressive,
accepting as God who loved all, as we're told in the scriptures. So he clearly has a problem with the Pope too, when it comes to it. In closing, the NFL finally had to put out a statement because the NFL was being badgered. They said Harrison gave a speech in his personal capacity, said Jonathan Bean, the Senior Vice President and Chief Diversity and Inclusion Officer at the NFL. His views are not those of the NFL as an organization. The NFL is steadfast in our commitment to inclusion, which only makes our league stronger. That's all I got to say about this commencement speech. I get the setting. So the setting probably fit. It was a Catholic university college. I'm sure 98% of the people in attendance have strong roots to the Catholic faith. But still, it's jarring that in 2024, we are still disparaging. Listen, I'm used to the LGBTQ community being disparaged, but now, well, I guess women too have been disparaged all this time too.
Yep.
Never mind. We're still living the 19 whatevers in the 2000s.
I just thought it was funny that Patrick Mahomes said, I don't know him.
And Patrick Mahomes said he doesn't really talk to him. And then, what was the other one? The Kelsey, the Philadelphia Eagle, Kelsey.
Not Travis Kelsey, his brother.
He also said he doesn't really talk to him.
Girl, they pulled a Mariah and was like, I don't know her.
Whether
she
true
comes
or
to
not,
practice, but I don't know her.
But that's what they said. And I was actually shocked because I'm like, I thought y'all are a team. You play like 15 plus games a year.
I don't know.
Let us know what you think. Do you disagree with the speech? Do you think the speech was right on the lines of the current world of making America great again?
Sure, girl.
To continue the funness we're having here and the disparaging of the LGBTQ community, because, I mean, it's getting pretty normal for us, especially going into Pride Month at this point.
Which, I mean, never mind. Go ahead. Let's go with the story.
Recently, a political ad for a person, for a young lady who's running for Secretary of State in Missouri, Valentina Gomez, put out a low budget, low produced campaign ad. And the basis of the campaign ad was, well, you know what? Let me let you hear it right from her.
In America, you can be anything you want. Don't be with me, gay. Stay with the car.
Why is the audio so bad?
Okay, the audio is so bad because it was shot on an iPhone 11. And
not even
apparently, no. And apparently they didn't even have mics that they could mic her up to get, because when she's running, the music is louder than she's talking. So when I heard it the first time, I did have to listen to it a couple of times. That's why they put the captions on there too, so that you can actually read what she's saying, because you can't hear her.
No. And if you're watching us on Spotify, you get to watch that great ad yourself.
So basically, this woman, child, is running through a gay neighborhood in Missouri.
Gay neighborhood, folks.
In a Cavalier vest and shorts. Were they shorts? The running shorts. They look like bloomers.
That's all more than I need to say.
Saying, don't be weak and gay.
Stay fucking hard.
Stay hard. And like the irony in that statement and you not liking gays, I can't.
You know, she, like we said, she's running for Secretary of State. She is also known for pushing the election lies of 2020. She is a fierce Trump supporter, and protector. She has been against countless LGBTQ plus and abortion rights. You name it, she follows the MAGNA indoctrination. Her social is Jesus is King. And then something about MAGA.
Jesus is king, but I hate those fucking gays. Don't be weak and gay, stay hard.
So many conflicting things there.
So many conflicting things.
Yes. Jesus is King, America first, MAGA.
Mm-hmm. Cool. You're also, how old is she?
She's in her early 20s.
She's in her early 20s.
Let me tell you, trying to look up stuff on her, she is very, I don't know who's on her press team. It's obviously not on the video side.
The same person that did the video.
No, because
iPhone 11.
This person has to be smart because they're like removing her shit off. She doesn't even have a Wikipedia page.
Because they don't want you to know how terrible she really is or where she came from, besides knowing that her parents are immigrants.
Now, I really wanted to find out how her family got here, but I could not find this. I did find her family immigrated to the United States from Colombia.
Mm-hmm.
Legally or not, I don't know, because that would have been the icing.
She would have
on the
never
cake.
told you that.
No, I know. Her bio says she is a real estate investor, financier, strategist, relentless achiever, and a fierce advocate for the principal values we hold dear as Americans battling for a better future.
See, I have a question for conservatives who are super MAGA and hate the gays and everything we stand for. When you say you want to build a better America, do you not consider LGBTQ folks Americans or part of America?
I just refer to Harrison's speech.
Okay.
And then that's the America they see that's appropriate.
But you do understand that, like, not everyone in America is Christian, right? You do understand that everyone in America is not Catholic, right? You do understand that everyone in America is not conservative. Everyone in America is
not a liberal.
Not a liberal. Like, this is what did make America great, is that we were all a very diverse group of individuals who came together because we all believed in the American dream. It has turned more into an American nightmare in recent years, but I don't understand how further dividing the country makes it a better country. And if one of them could tell me how that works, I would love to hear it.
Well, and I think that's one of the issues, is that we're on this pendulum of back and forth of the Republicans said this, the liberals said that. It's just like we're consistently back and forth, just dodging, hitting. And we're getting nowhere.
We're nowhere fast, for sure. At this point, I don't understand what we are trying to achieve anymore. I feel like we just continue to promote hate, and you can call it whatever you want to, is hate. We continue to divide each other. So we're not even in a space where we can talk about issues and try to come up with solutions to them or compromises to them. Instead, it's you suck. You don't believe in God. You want your child to be a trans, and
you're a groomer.
And then over here is like, well, you're a hypocrite, and all you want to do is yell in Congress and not really make any changes for the people.
You're okay with kids getting married.
You're okay with kids getting married and being groped in Beetlejuice, apparently, because she has no gag reflex.
But drag queens are the problem.
But drag queens are the problem. Everybody is in an echo chamber, and we're all yelling into the void of the internet, basically, and nothing is getting done. This woman wants to run for Secretary of State. Nothing about your ad told me anything that you would do if you became Secretary of State, besides maybe your morning jogs would be in a Cavalier vest through the gay neighborhood. And for whatever reason, you would stay hard. Great commercial for Viagra, but like, what would you, what is about this is telling me anything that you would do as my state?
Well, and that's what we were talking about earlier today, that it doesn't matter anymore. It's more like you followed the message and your following follows you. It's they're following, like she has an MBA. She's a real estater. She's a financier. And I'm just like, okay, so you do have education smarts. And it's another conversation you and I had was, I feel like a lot of these politicians have more sense and they're following the trend or what's the word? I can't find the word. Essentially the words that everybody's using to gain that political momentum and power. Because I'm going to tell you the other side of Valentina. Okay? She's an avid supporter for women in the business. She is part of the Leadership Forum, Habitat for Humanity, and the Special Olympics. In addition to her extensive volunteering and community outreach activities in the U.S., she also gives back to her country in Colombia. According to her LinkedIn, she and Jonathan Gomez are co-founders of Función Flor de Mayo, which is a foundation in Colombia. The foundation has helped more than 1,200 children in Colombia access sports, education, health, and other cultural activities.
All of that would have been great to be in this commercial. All of that would have made you seem like someone who gives a damn and someone who is in a place to do something to help women, to help immigrants, to help people in Colombia. Like all of that would have been way more informational and put you in a better spotlight than you using the gimmick of putting down a minority group, especially when you come from Colombia and your parents are immigrants from Colombia. None of that, the math doesn't math for me with these people. And I understand that since 45 was president, a lot of people try to imitate his rhetoric.
That's try to imitate rhetoric.
Oh. They try to imitate his persona and the things that he says because they feel like his base is the way to get them into office. I feel like...
And it's working, though.
For some.
For some.
Not all of them.
If you're in the right state, like Missouri, I think it's going to work for her.
Even then, I feel like some of them might look at her, because she does have a thick accent, and just be like, girl, I'm not voting for a Latino to be up here doing... I don't care that you sitting here... You like Trump, that's cool. I'm voting for the white guy over there. Because there are other people in this race. It's not just her.
I think there's like 7 other people, which is a mix of Dems and Republicans.
Don't understand why you would not just... I do understand, but at the same time, be yourself.
Yeah, it's just following the rhetoric that the right, the extreme right, has created, and she's following it. Like, I read all those other things afterwards, and I was like, well, damn, you semi have a heart. Obviously, we don't know the proper intentions behind her donations.
That's fair.
But it's like, it sounds like you do good. Like, why are you picking on a selective group of people and then use it in a political ad of all things?
It's just so dumb. And then your ad has just become a meme. It has become a meme for the internet to poke fun at and make silly TikToks out of, because that's all I've seen of it.
Hold on, I have a question. Hi, Miss Gomez. Yes, thank you for inviting me. This is Manny with the Manny and Sean Experience podcast. Quick question on this, clarification. You said don't be weak and gay. What if you're not weak, but you're strong and gay. Is that okay? Do I need to be both? Or can I just be one and not fall into that? And I can get an erection. So does that make me also, the opportunity to stay hard? Like, can you clarify that statement for me, Ms. Gomez? No, that was me trying to create a funny TikTok. I'm just like, bitch, you are crazy. And I feel like it's a desperate attempt to climb in the potential polls of getting hired.
I said the same thing about Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis, when he first became governor, is not the man that we see today. No. He actually was doing things that we agreed with, and we're like, oh, maybe he won't be so bad. Then it seemed like after the pandemic or during the pandemic, he just turned into a completely different person, especially like, I don't know. He tried to live up to being Trump light because that's what the news outlets were calling him. And I know that man that we see is not DeSantis. I know that deep down, like, he is a Republican, he is a conservative, and that's fine. But this extreme version of him that we see is not the same man that was in office his first year. That's not the same person.
And I've always said I'm more scared of DeSantis than Trump because Trump is not that smart. What Trump does is he empowers the people around him who are the smart but power-hungry people like DeSantis who will go out there and do and say whatever needs to be said to get a following.
True.
So that is Ms. Gomez. Let us know what you think in the comments about her video, because I just, I don't understand it. People are definitely making sweet fun of her. Also, the song she used is from somebody, what's his name?
Lupe Fiasco,
who has come out against the rhetoric of homophobia. So check your facts before you choose somebody's song.
I hope he sues her.
As you said, we were talking about The Good Place. We don't know if you've seen the show called The Good Place. We literally need to do a reset.
Yeah, let's just take it from the top. Someone hit reset. Let's start over.
Because we were fucked before, but now we're just really fucked. And to continue the funness of bringing the LGBTQ community back to light, Florida has decided to do something, which this is probably minimal, but still follows what's happening in our world, or our country. Do you want to take it?
Okay. So there's a bridge here. For those of you who don't know Florida, there's a large bridge here. It is called the Skyway Bridge.
Sunshine
Skyway Bridge. Excuse me. Let me give you the whole name.
We live in Florida.
So this bridge has these beautiful lights underneath it that, from time to time, for season to season, they change the colors of the lights to reflect.
Which we all pay by riding on the tolls.
Yes. To reflect whatever is going on. The Manatee County Commission Chairman Mike Ron emailed FDOT, which is the Florida Department of Transportation, in February to express his disapproval of lighting for Pride Month and gun violence awareness, according to the Times, that's the newspaper. Jim Nixon, which is St. Pete's LGBTQ plus liaison, appealed Ron's objection to FDOT. He pointed out that theme displays require authorization from the county commission, not just one member. FDOT ignored Nixon's request per the Times. And last week, it was announced that the month-long red, white, and blue display will be to celebrate the sales tax holiday bill that Governor Ron DeSantis signed. So,
and then just some clarification on the bridge, because it borders Manatee County, Hillsborough County, and Pinellas County, which is 3 counties. That's how long this bridge is.
Yes, it's very long.
So it requires the approval before, I guess, of the county commissioners.
Not just one person.
Have the colors changed for whatever. Like it was changed for Ukraine. It was changed for the war in Israel. So the colors have been changed for random things at any point of time.
So the Department of Transportation plans to instead illuminate all Florida bridges in red, white, and blue from Memorial Day weekend all the way to Labor Day weekend. Meaning, if any holidays or celebrations fall in between those 2 months, guess what, girl? It's just going to be red, white, and blue. Now, they did used to do rainbow colors for Pride Month.
Yep, for the last 2 years they've done it.
They have. But there are also other holidays that will be impacted now.
We can show you a picture of the bridge.
Yeah, here's the picture. Insert picture here. So Mental Health Awareness Month, or not all of these are months. Some of these are just a few days. That's May 28th to the 31st, Juneteenth. Ovarian Cancer Awareness, Sickle Cell Awareness Day, World Fragile X Day for Autism, and of course, Pride. So all of these holidays will not have light displays because this man said, no, thank you. Now, I did see, and you didn't have this here, but I did see a tweet.
X.
Whatever, girl. It's still Twitter. Where they asked the other commissioners how they felt about it, and they were ashamed because they were like, the decision should be all of us, and you're making us all look like fools.
Right. Well, I mean, one, the individual that made the complaint, he has a right to make it.
Of course.
But also the Florida Department of Transportation should have said, this is a commissioner issue in the 3 counties that border the bridge.
Right.
Okay. One part of the tweet that Sean forgot to read about the Secretary of the Department of Transportation was, thanks to the leadership of Governor Ron DeSantis, Florida continues to be the freest state in the nation.
The irony kills me every time. How are we free when someone literally made a complaint and then you also you took it upon yourself to say, nah, bitch, all of this is going to be red, white, and blue until Labor Day, when other counties have a say in it. Mm-hmm. Where's the freedom?
Well, I mean, I do recall a state attorney being removed from office for saying things. So no pride colors here in St. Pete. You know what bothers me even more is like, I pay for that shit, so why don't we fucking do a toll or a poll and let us fucking decide what the hell happens to the bridge and the colors? Because I pay for that shit. The whole toll system in Florida pays for everything. So I pay for that shit every time I go on a bridge here and have to pay 75 cents.
Maybe they thought if we make it rainbows colors, then the bridge will be weak and then people won't want to drive over it.
So you got to make it red, white, and blue for it to stay hard.
Exactly.
We have figured it out. It would only remain hard if it's red, white, and blue. But, to make it harder, maybe it should be red and white, which is the colors of MAGA. Or do they throw blue in there too?
I hate it here.
I don't. Well, happy Pride that will begin soon.
Here, Pride is just going to be a mess. Target is already putting all the LGBTQ stuff to the back of the store, and they're only doing half of it, so they don't have the same issues they had last year, where people were just coming in and making a fucking fool of themselves and putting it on fucking TikTok. It's going to be a mess. It just is.
I believe I read the State Department increased the terror threat for Pride events this year. So,
and it's not for us; it's for them. They're the terrorists.
Yeah, they're just telling us not to go so we don't get killed.
I feel like I'm the crazy.
And if you don't know, St. Pete here in Florida holds one of the nation's largest Pride festivals, I believe, in the country, for sure in the state.
It's one of the largest, for sure.
It's a whole month long of things. And now we don't even get the colored bridge, which, in hindsight, it's like,
it's fine. Deal. I get it.
But the way it came about is...
But, why?
Right. Like, I'm sure your county, sir, has other things that are pressing, like homelessness
Like July is right after June, girl. There you go. Put your red, white, and blue all over it.
Yeah, you could have just acknowledged the holidays. It's not in the rainbow colors wasn't the whole month. It was just the exact week of St. Pete Pride, which is when the parade happens.
You can't have anything. They won't let you have anything.
It's fine. Burn it all down.
Burn it all down.
Let's go into what's your issue. I don't even know if we have time at this point. Welcome to What's Your Issue, which I said I had one because Sean said something at the beginning of the
I'm
pod,
trying to remember what it was.
and now it has completely slipped my mind. So I no longer
Was that
have an
about
issue.
prices?
No, that was last week, wasn't it?
I don't remember what was said. I don't really have an issue. I'm gonna just piggyback off what I just said. Just let people be. Like, don't force your religion on people. If you want to pray to God and you want to pray for your neighbor and you want them to get saved, just do that and let them be. Y'all can still go to the movies together, go bowling. Like, just let people be. Like, I don't understand why we don't just. We are human. We're all human. We all have faults. We're all different. And that's what makes it great. That's what makes us all great. If we were all just one skin tone and one haircut and we all wore blue jeans and the same red top, it would be a boring world. Why don't we just embrace each other's differences? You do not have to agree with everyone. And just let people live. That's all. That's my issue this week.
I mean, I agree with that. Let people live. I mean, again, you can exercise your freedom of speech, but actively trying to take away rights and using or leveraging communities to create propaganda of what you think is right is just asinine to me, honestly. Super asinine. So as we go into Pride Month soon, we will be back the first week of June, but it'll be that won't even be the first week. Never mind. Shut the fuck up, Manny. You don't know what you're talking about. You're probably hungry. We hope everyone out there has a safe Memorial Day weekend. Enjoy it with whoever you want to enjoy it. If you want to go to an America Pride rally, go ahead. Don't use pride in it. Well, not that kind of pride.
Stay hard.
What is going on in this country? Thank you again for joining us on this episode of the Manny and Sean Experience podcast. If you're interested in following along, where can you find us?
You can find us on all of the major social media platforms by using MAXP23. You can also find us on YouTube doing the same thing. We have a vlog series from Virgin Voyages that is complete now and on there. So if you haven't checked it out yet, be sure to do that. But we will also be vlogging other things as they come up. So keep an eye on it. If you have any questions or you want to submit questions, you can do so by going to Instagram. We have a link in the bio where you can do that. Or you can write us at Gmail by using MANNYANDSHAWN at Gmail. You know our names.
Look at the album cover of the podcast and then just put at gmail.com.
Bam.
After that.
Done it.
It's the easiest way. And talking about the easiest way to support this show is by sending me is by rating and reviewing us on your favorite social media platform or listening platform. Or if you're into YouTube, hit that subscribe button.
Yes. Thank you guys again for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this episode. We gave you some banter.
Our next episode is actually a special collaboration with Dr. Ackerman.
Yes.
Who comes to talk to us about Parkinson's, his mom's journey, and also a little bit about a organization they grew together as a family to bring awareness to Parkinson's disease, and also creating resources for other people and caregivers that might be dealing with Parkinson's. That'll be our next episode for you. And then we will be in the Habash of Pride Month, if it happens.
Yeah.
Because at this point, maybe a commissioner will shut down the St. Pete Pride Parade.
I mean, girl, whatever. Thank you for joining us. Y'all have a good evening, good morning, good night, whenever you're listening to this. As we always say here at the Manning and Sean Experience, do something good for yourself.
And then do something good for somebody else. Again, be safe out there Memorial Day weekend.
And stay hard.
Stay hard. If you're going to drink, get an Uber or bring a pillow. See if your friends let you stay there. Because all good American holidays revolve around drinking.
Don't forget to bring a towel.
And also, DUIs are really expensive. So, unless you want to be giving your life up to the state of Florida or wherever you live.
I thought you were going to say up to the Lord.
Well, at that point, you got to give it up to the state so you don't end up in jail. All right, y'all. Thanks for joining us. Have a good day.